The first step in reaching your dream is brutally honest self-reflection. Dreams are not the sugar-coated fantasies we paint in our minds to escape reality. They are the raw, unfiltered desires that reveal what truly matters to us. What do you really want? Not the illusion of what you think you should want or what society tells you is desirable. Strip away the glitter, the applause, the external validation. Focus on that deep, almost invisible pull inside you that rises from your soul, not from the loud noise of external expectations. You see, true strength comes from knowing yourself. And to know yourself means facing the uncomfortable truth. Your dream may not come wrapped in shiny packages or glittering promises. It may not fit the mold of success as the world defines it, but it will be yours. And that is the power you seek, the kind of power that, as Marcus Aurelius would put it, is about being at peace with the reality of your own life, free from the superficial desires that enslave the masses. Nietzsche spoke of becoming the Übermensch, the one who creates their own values. What he didn't tell you is that the path to becoming such a person is filled with sacrifice. You must choose your dream, not because it's easy, but because it is yours. Without the illusion of perfection or the chase for external approval, you must face your dream with raw honesty and carve it into existence. But here's the catch. This is not about what looks beautiful on paper, but what resonates deeply within. When you pursue a dream that's true to who you are, you unlock the deepest parts of your being. You awaken a force so powerful that no obstacle will ever stand in your way, because you're not chasing something outside yourself, but nurturing what's been inside you all along. So ask yourself, is your dream truly yours? Or is it a hollow reflection of someone else's success? Strip away the glamour. Embrace the raw truth. In doing so, you will find not just your dream, but yourself. Now go deeper, because the road to this truth is only beginning. Keep watching. Let go of your expectations. The world owes you nothing. This is a truth that, if embraced fully, has the power to transform your life. The Stoics understood this deeply, and it's not a lesson for the faint-hearted. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who ruled over an empire, understood that peace came not from expecting the world to bend to his will, but from learning how to bend himself to the reality of the world. You see, expectations are traps. They are illusions we create to shield ourselves from the rawness of reality. We imagine a world that will unfold the way we desire, that rewards us for our effort and praises our courage. But the world doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't need your permission to be chaotic or unfair. This is where the true strength lies, in not waiting for the world to align with your desires, but in learning to stand tall even when it doesn't. Imagine this. Every obstacle, every hardship is not an anomaly, not a failure of the universe to meet your needs, but simply part of the human experience. Life is struggle, life is suffering. Nietzsche spoke of it as becoming who you are, and that becoming comes with pain, with chaos, and with uncertainty. You don't move forward by avoiding hardship, you move forward by embracing it. The path to greatness is littered with struggles, each one sharpening you, each one pushing you closer to the person you were always meant to be. The real question then is not, how can I avoid pain? But how can I learn to welcome it as fuel for my journey? When you free yourself from the illusion that life should be easy, that the world should owe you anything, you step into a space where your true power lies. You can handle anything because you are not attached to how things should be. You are grounded in how things are, and you are willing to face that reality head-on, without bitterness, without complaint. This is the Stoic wisdom. Your path is your own, and it will not be paved with roses, but it will be your path. It will be marked by your resilience, your ability to transform challenges into the building blocks of your own greatness. So stop waiting for the world to change. Stop expecting life to be a smooth ride. Instead, embrace the discomfort, the chaos, and let it propel you forward. Now look at your life, at the obstacles you face. Are you still waiting for them to disappear? Or are you ready to turn them into something that makes you stronger, more focused, more alive? Stay with me, the journey is just beginning. The journey is. Accept this truth. The world outside of you is often beyond your control. The events, the circumstances, the people, they do not conform to your desires. The Stoics knew this well. They understood that the only true power lies not in shaping the world to our whims, but in mastering our response to whatever it throws at us. You cannot control the storms that rage around you, nor can you dictate the actions of others. Life does not owe you calm seas or smooth paths. But here's the critical insight. None of that matters. What matters is how you respond. The strength of your character is revealed not by what happens to you, but by how you choose to meet the world, no matter how harsh it may be. Marcus Aurelius, perhaps one of the greatest emperors in history, spent his life in the chaos of war and politics. He didn't have the luxury of peace. Instead, he had the opportunity to demonstrate the power of internal control. While the world around him was in constant turmoil, he chose how he would react to it. It wasn't the circumstances that defined him, it was his mind, his ability to remain calm, focused, and composed, no matter the external storm. Nietzsche, in his radical way, said that the true test of a person lies in their ability to become in the face of adversity. To become is to transcend the circumstances, to forge yourself anew in the fire of life's difficulties. This is where true power lies, not in avoiding the chaos, but in learning to thrive within it. What would happen if you no longer measured your success by the events that occur around you, but by your ability to navigate them? What if the external world, with all its unpredictability, was just a backdrop to the true challenge, mastering yourself? This is not an easy path, but it is a path to true freedom. The external world is a storm, and you, the Stoic, are the calm center. When you cease to be a victim of circumstance, when you take full responsibility for your response, you unlock a power that nothing and no one can take away from you. So I ask you, when the next storm comes, will you be swept away, or will you stand firm, unshaken, and in complete control of your inner world? Dream, but do not lose sight of the present. It is a truth often overlooked. We are conditioned to chase distant goals, fixated on a future that remains just out of reach. Yet, in this endless pursuit, we often miss the very essence of life unfolding before us. You see, the Stoics understood something essential. Life is happening now. Our dreams, no matter how grand, must be grounded in the present moment. Marcus Aurelius, amidst his duties and the tumult of empire, reminded himself daily, the only moment that truly matters is the one you're living right now. The future is uncertain. The past is gone. All that remains is the present, the only place where you have true power. Nietzsche, with his unrelenting philosophy, spoke of the eternal recurrence, the idea that every moment is worth living as if it were to repeat infinitely. This is not a call to complacency or resignation. Rather, it is a challenge to live fully in the now, as if every action and every thought is a testament to your existence. But here's where the tension lies. It is all too easy to become obsessed with future outcomes, to live in a constant state of longing for what is to come, neglecting what is right in front of us. Your dreams, however beautiful, cannot thrive in a vacuum. They must be nurtured through daily actions, through the decisions and moments that fill each day. To dream is to have direction, but to live is to act in the present. The moment you stop paying attention to what is happening right now, you disconnect yourself from the very foundation of your journey. Every step, every choice, no matter how small, is a building block of the future you desire. But it is only through being fully immersed in the present that you will ever reach it. Imagine this: the dream is a compass, but the present is the terrain. You cannot cross an ocean by staring at the horizon. You must navigate the waters beneath your feet. The future is inevitable, but it is only shaped by the present moment. So I urge you, do not let the glittering vision of tomorrow rob you of the beauty and power of today. When you master the present, you master the future. Keep your eyes on the prize, but never forget the ground you're standing on. Every step is growth, not a race. This is one of the most profound truths that the Stoics understood. In a world obsessed with speed and instant results, we have lost sight of what true progress looks like. We are constantly rushing towards something: success, fame, wealth, recognition. But in this desperate sprint, we miss the very essence of what it means to develop ourselves. The Stoics never chased after quick success. They saw every moment, every challenge, every small step as an opportunity to grow, to become a better version of themselves. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, lived by the idea that we are not here to rush toward an end, but to cultivate virtue, wisdom, and resilience in every action. The journey itself, each step you take, is the purpose. The goal is not some distant destination, but the person you become along the way. Nietzsche, with his bold vision of human potential, spoke of becoming who you truly are. But this becoming is not a sprint. It is the slow, sometimes painful process of overcoming your own limitations, of pushing against the forces that try to keep you small. The path to greatness is not paved with shortcuts or immediate rewards. It is carved through patience, through deliberate practice, through the steady accumulation of effort over time. You see, there is something deeply liberating in embracing the process. When you let go of the need for immediate results, when you stop measuring your worth by how fast you achieve something, you begin to understand that the real success lies in the becoming, not the having. It is the person you shape yourself into through the work, the failures, the small victories, and the lessons learned. This is where true mastery lies. Not in reaching the top as fast as possible, but in growing through every experience, in using each step as a building block for your personal transformation. So, when you work on yourself, don't do it with the obsession of reaching some final destination. Work on yourself because the very act of becoming better, of evolving, is what makes the journey worthwhile. Take your time. Let go of the pressure to race. The real success is in the effort, in the learning, and in the becoming, step by step, day by day. This is where the real power lies. Do not wait for gratitude, walk your own path. There is a strange trap we fall into, isn't there? The longing for recognition, the hunger for someone to acknowledge our efforts, to see our worth. We chase it, often without realizing how much it drains us. And the more we crave validation, the more we lose sight of why we started in the first place. The Stoics were keenly aware of this. Your actions, your purpose, your essence cannot be tethered to the fleeting opinions of others. Marcus Aurelius, in the depths of his empire's demands, reminded himself that his worth was not tied to the applause of the crowd, nor to the judgment of his contemporaries. The value of your actions does not lie in how others perceive them. It is found in the integrity with which you perform them. The true power, the true nobility, comes from within. Nietzsche, in his own way, took this idea even further. He dared to question why we seek the approval of others at all. Why allow the world to define who we are or what we should become? Become who you are, he urged. And that is a path that does not rely on anyone's applause. It is the path of those who march to the beat of their own drum, the ones who remain true to themselves regardless of the praise or the criticism. The person you are becoming, the strength you are cultivating, is the only validation you need. It's liberating, really. When you stop waiting for others to acknowledge your worth, you take back control. You free yourself from the tyranny of external approval. You learn to derive your value from the deep personal satisfaction of doing what is right, of doing what aligns with your inner truth, regardless of whether anyone notices. To walk this path is to embrace solitude in its purest form, not loneliness, but the peace that comes with knowing that you are enough without the need for anyone's recognition. The world may not understand you, may not appreciate your journey, but that is irrelevant. You do not live to fulfill the expectations of others. You live to fulfill the potential within yourself. Your journey is not about earning the approval of the masses. It is about the quiet, steady fulfillment of your own calling. Keep walking. The world will catch up with you in time, but you will already have walked far beyond the need for recognition. Use obstacles as training for the soul. Life will never be a smooth path. The truth is, we want it to be. We fantasize about ease, about days without struggle. But the Stoics, with their brutal clarity, knew this was an illusion. Every challenge you face, every hurdle life throws at you, is not an enemy. It is a blessing, a tool to sharpen your inner strength. Marcus Aurelius, in the middle of ruling a vast empire and fighting in distant wars, did not see obstacles as misfortunes. He saw them as necessary conditions for growth. In his meditations, he would often remind himself that what stands in the way becomes the way. Your enemies, your difficulties, your suffering, they are the very things that will shape you into the person you are meant to become. The harsh winds of life don't break you. They bend you into something unyielding. Nietzsche took this idea to even more radical heights. He believed that only through hardship, through pushing ourselves beyond the limits, could we discover the depths of our power. The obstacles aren't just things to be endured. They are essential to the very process of becoming who we are meant to be. He famously said, "That which does not kill us makes us stronger." But this is not a passive acceptance of suffering. It is an active, almost defiant embrace of it. You do not just survive hardships, you harness them, use them to build the soul's muscle. Every obstacle is an opportunity to dig deeper, to examine your fears, your weaknesses, your limits. And when you face that challenge, when you confront it with the power of your own will, you transform it. It becomes a crucible, forging your character, tempering you into someone capable of withstanding even greater storms. This isn't about just getting through life's trials. It's about mastering them, using them to refine your inner core, to make yourself unshakable. You see, the greatest achievements of the human spirit are born from the fiercest challenges. Your fears, your struggles, your pain, they are not burdens but invitations. They are the raw materials with which you will build your character. Don't shy away from them. Don't try to avoid them. The next time life presents you with a challenge, welcome it. See it for what it truly is, a chance to become stronger, wiser, more resilient. Work on inner harmony, not external results. We live in a world obsessed with outcomes, with trophies and accolades. Society pushes us to chase success, to look for validation in every achievement, in every external mark of accomplishment. But if your soul is a storm, no amount of success can calm it. No matter how much you acquire or how high you climb, the chaos within will never let you enjoy what you've worked for. Marcus Aurelius understood this deeply. The Emperor of Rome, with all his power, fame, and wealth, still wrote in his meditations that true peace doesn't come from external victories, but from a stable, clear mind. He knew that the world outside could never be controlled fully, but the world within, that's where real control lies. Inner harmony, he believed, is the foundation for everything. If your heart is unsettled, your mind distracted, and your emotions volatile, nothing you achieve will be satisfying. The outer world mirrors the inner one. You can't build a fortress of success when the foundation is cracked and unstable. Nietzsche, too, understood the importance of this inner mastery. He believed in the concept of the Übermensch, the overman, but not as a creature of external power. The Übermensch is someone who masters his internal world, someone who aligns will, thought, and action in such a way that the chaos of life no longer disturbs his peace. Only by conquering your inner world can you face the world with unshakable confidence. The truth is simple, but it's difficult to accept. You cannot escape your own mind. All of your ambitions, all of your plans can only succeed if you first stabilize the storm inside you. Without inner peace, every step you take will be tainted with anxiety, doubt, and fear. Every moment will be colored by the chaos that brews within, and nothing you do will ever truly satisfy you. So, before you chase the next big goal, before you take another step toward that distant dream, ask yourself, what is the state of your inner world? Have you found calm within yourself, or are you simply running away from your own discomfort? True success, real achievement, starts not in the world outside, but within the quiet center of your being. Learn to let go. There's a strange, almost maddening power in holding on to things that no longer serve you, and yet we do it all the time. We cling to old grudges, to past failures, to relationships that drain us. We tie ourselves down with thoughts that offer no benefit, carrying them like an anchor around our necks. The Stoics understood something profound. The key to inner peace is not in gaining more, but in learning to let go of what burdens you. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest emperors the world has known, spent his nights reflecting on what truly mattered. And he came to a powerful realization. The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. The struggle isn't in acquiring or holding on to things. The true struggle is in releasing. Life doesn't grant peace to those who hoard. It only blesses those who are willing to shed unnecessary weight. Nietzsche also knew this deeply. He spoke of becoming, an evolving process where you shed parts of yourself that no longer align with who you want to be. You must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star, he said. But the chaos he referred to wasn't about holding on to every emotion, every memory, every attachment. It was about the liberation that comes when you let go of what has outlived its purpose in your life. You see, when you hold on to things, whether they are material possessions, old pain, or unhealthy attachments, you're not accumulating strength, you're accumulating weight. And that weight, those unresolved emotions, those unspoken regrets, can drown your ability to move forward. Think about it for a moment. How often do you spend your days running in circles, rehearsing the same thoughts, replaying the same conversations? That's mental clutter. Every time you cling to something irrelevant, whether it's someone else's opinion, a mistake from years ago, or the fear of what might happen, you're binding yourself to the past. You're surrendering your power to forces outside of your control, rather than embracing the freedom of living fully in the present. Letting go isn't about indifference. It's not about avoiding feelings, nor about becoming cold or detached. It's about recognizing that some things simply don't belong in your life anymore. It's about releasing what weighs you down so you can rise. The more you let go of what doesn't serve your inner peace, the more you make room for what truly matters, your own peace, clarity, and growth. Ask yourself this: what are you still holding on to that no longer serves your peace of mind? What thoughts, people, or situations are you allowing to occupy precious space in your heart and mind? These things, these anchors, are the very things keeping you from the life you deserve. The more you hold on to them, the less room there is for freedom. Stop wasting energy on complaints. There is a peculiar weight to complaining, an energy drain that strips you of your vitality and keeps you chained to the very things you wish to escape. It's easy, almost natural, to fall into the trap of lamenting what you can't control, of pouring endless hours into conversations that offer no resolution. But the truth is this: every moment spent complaining is a moment you are giving away, a moment you'll never reclaim. Marcus Aurelius, in his meditations, reflected deeply on this. He recognized that life would always present challenges, obstacles, and inconveniences, But he also understood that how we respond to those challenges is within our control. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one, he wrote. In other words, your energy is finite. Spend it wisely, focus it on what you can change, and let go of the rest. Complaining about circumstances you cannot influence only serves to entrench you in a mindset of helplessness. Nietzsche, too, was clear about the danger of such mindsets. He understood that the greatest enemy of greatness was not the external world, but the internal chaos we create. To complain is to allow that chaos to spread, to create noise in the mind that drowns out the clarity needed to act. He would urge you to embrace challenges, not as burdens, but as opportunities for transformation. If you are focused on what you can control, you won't have the mental bandwidth for complaining. Your energy will be channeled into action, into growth, and into carving out the life you truly desire. Psychologically, this is where true power lies. The more you engage in complaints, the more your mind becomes fixated on what is wrong. And the more you focus on what's wrong, the more wrong you will see. It's a cycle of negativity that feeds on itself, one that robs you of perspective. Imagine if you could take all that energy spent on frustration and redirect it into something productive, into solving the problems that are within your reach, into becoming the person you know you are capable of being. The key here is simple, though not easy. Stop giving life to things you can't change. What you focus on will grow, and if you focus on what you can control, your actions, your thoughts, your responses, then you will begin to transform. Complaints only drain your energy and keep you tethered to a life of reaction rather than creation. You have a finite amount of time, of focus, and of energy. Every moment you choose to spend complaining is a moment you're not spending on progress. It's a choice, one that, when made too often, quietly takes away from your ability to create, to grow, to be the person you aspire to be. Release the grip of complaints. Recognize them for what they are: distractions. You're not here to endlessly ruminate on what's wrong with the world. You're here to act, to create, to become. Focus on what you can change, what you can improve, and leave the rest behind. Only then will you reclaim your power. The present moment. How often do we truly live in it? Or rather, how often do we allow ourselves to be consumed by the future, by distant dreams, by the what-ifs and when it happens that never quite seem to arrive? Life, in all its complexity and richness, happens right now. But most of us spend it chasing a future that exists only in our minds. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, understood this intimately. He knew that no matter the position or power he held, the present moment was his only true domain. Waste no more time on what you cannot control, he wrote. The future is uncertain, an illusion, but the present is where you have influence. It's where your thoughts, actions, and energy can align, where the seeds of all possible futures are planted. The present moment is the only reality that exists, yet how often do we ignore it in pursuit of something that is not yet? Nietzsche, too, spoke of this in his own way. He knew that a life spent in pursuit of distant goals, forever looking ahead, would rob you of the power of now. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how, Nietzsche proclaimed. But that why, that purpose, must be found in the present, not in a future that is forever slipping through your fingers. The future only becomes real when you breathe life into it through your actions in the here and now. If you are perpetually living for tomorrow, you forfeit the gifts that today offers. Psychologically, being present is a radical act of reclaiming your own power. When you anchor yourself in the present, you stop giving away your energy to what has not yet occurred. You stop sacrificing your peace for a tomorrow that may never come. The truth is, the future will always be a projection of what you're doing right now. It's the sum of the choices, actions, and attention you direct toward it in the present moment. To live fully is not to dream endlessly. but to act with purpose right now, to seize what is immediately before you. This is where true growth happens. It's easy to imagine yourself as someone you want to be, but it's in the present moment that you have the power to start becoming that person. Your future self is built by the thoughts you entertain today, the actions you take today, the choices you make now. Don't lose sight of the fact that the only time you can act, change, or grow is this very moment. Living in the present is not just about mindfulness. It's about the realization that this is where all change happens. The future is only a shadow of now, a promise that depends entirely on what you do in the present. Dream. Yes, but dream with one foot in reality, grounded in the now. Otherwise, you risk losing everything that is available to you, everything you could learn, everything you could experience right here, right now. You have the power to shape your future, but only by engaging fully with the present moment. Don't allow your mind to wander endlessly into an imagined tomorrow. The time is now. Take action. The future will thank you for it. There is an old saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. But let's dig deeper into that notion. If you surround yourself with those who are lost in their distractions, consumed by mediocrity or imprisoned by fear, what will become of you? It's not just about the physical presence of others in your life. It's the energy, the mindset, and the influence they bring with them. You become like the people you choose to walk alongside. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, knew this all too well. He spent time with those who were wise, those who could challenge his mind, sharpen his thoughts, and remind him of the true path. He valued the counsel of philosophers and thinkers, not those who flattered him, but those who pushed him to rise above his own limitations. This is the essence of wisdom. Choosing your companions not for comfort, but for their ability to help you grow, to show you what you can become, and to challenge your assumptions. Nietzsche's perspective adds a profound layer here. He argued that the people around you can either help you transcend your weaknesses or keep you tethered to mediocrity. In Thus Spoke Zarathustra, Nietzsche describes the higher man as someone who surrounds himself with the few who will elevate him, those who demand the best of him, even when it's uncomfortable. To walk the path of greatness, you must keep company with those who will not shy away from the truth, who will stand beside you even when the journey is harsh. Psychologically, this concept is vital. Human beings are social creatures, and our brains are wired to mirror the behaviors, attitudes, and emotions of those we are closest to. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, self-doubt, or complacency, these traits will inevitably seep into your own psyche. But if you are in the company of those who push their limits, question the status quo, and inspire you to grow, you are far more likely to rise to the challenge. The right people can become the mirrors that reflect your highest potential, not just your current self. It's not about avoiding people who may have different perspectives. It's about aligning yourself with those who encourage your evolution. The individuals who will support you when the world tells you to quit, who will inspire you when the road gets tough, and who will never let you settle for anything less than your best. The power of your inner circle is undeniable. Their words will become your inner voice. Their actions will become the standard by which you measure your own. Choose wisely, for you are not just walking alongside them, you are becoming them. Gratitude is a powerful force, one that transforms the way we experience the world. But there is a subtle art to it, a practice that the Stoics understood deeply. They did not live in the past, nor did they linger in nostalgia for what was. They valued the present, the fleeting moment, for it was the only true possession they had. You, too, must learn to honor what you have in the here and now, without becoming a prisoner of what you once had. Marcus Aurelius, with the weight of an empire on his shoulders, knew that life was not a linear progression of victories and losses. It was a series of moments, a constant flow of events that could not be captured or revisited. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, he said, reminding us that while we can appreciate the blessings of the past, we cannot let them dictate our future. The past has its place, but it is not meant to be a shrine where we endlessly dwell. If you linger too long in what has already passed, you risk losing the opportunities that are present before you now. Nietzsche, too, spoke to the power of moving forward, ever onward. Become who you are, he urged. But this is impossible if we continue to clutch at the ghosts of yesterday. The past can teach us, yes, but it should never define us. When you continuously glance back, you lose sight of what lies ahead. The eternal return Nietzsche spoke of, the cyclical nature of life, is not a call to repeat the past, but to rise above it, to break free from the shackles of what has come before. Psychologically, this is where the true freedom lies. Living in gratitude for what you have today, what you are becoming today, and not what you have already achieved or lost, is a form of liberation. The past is a shadow, and while shadows may inform us, they are not meant to govern us. The human mind has an incredible capacity to anchor itself in past events, to replay them over and over in search of meaning or redemption. But by doing so, we forget that the real meaning is found in action, the next step you take, the next word you speak, the next decision you make. Gratitude, when properly wielded, frees you to step forward. It allows you to let go of what was, so you can fully embrace what is and step boldly into what will be. Do not let your heart grow heavy with what has passed. Appreciate it, yes, but do not allow it to cloud your vision. The only time that truly belongs to you is the time that is unfolding in front of you. What matters is not what was, but what you will do next. The road ahead is yours to walk. Take each step with purpose and leave behind the burdens of a past that can no longer serve you.